For 70 years, scientists have chased the ultimate energy source, fusion, the power that lights up the stars. The joke was always that it's 30 years away and always will be. But right now, in our decade, that's finally changing. Giant new reactors are being built, and one company says it will hit a historic milestone within just a couple of years. So how does fusion work? Why is it so hard? And are we really close this time? First, what is fusion? The nuclear power we use today is fission, splitting heavy atoms apart. Fusion is the opposite. It smashes the lightest atoms, forms of hydrogen, together so hard that they merge into helium. And in that merging, a tiny bit of mass converts into a huge burst of energy. It is exactly the reaction powering the sun. And it would be the perfect fuel. The hydrogen comes from water, so the fuel is nearly limitless. It releases no carbon, and unlike today's reactors, no long-lived radioactive waste, and no risk of a meltdown. The energy density is staggering. A small cup of fusion fuel holds as much energy as tons of coal. Clean, safe, and almost endless. So why don't we have it yet? Because fusion is brutally hard to start. Atomic nuclei are all positively charged, and like magnets, like charges, fiercely push each other apart. To force them close enough to fuse, you have to slam them together at staggering speed, which means heating the fuel to over 100 million degrees. That's 10 times harder than the core of the sun. At those insane temperatures, the fuel becomes plasma, a glowing, electrically charged gas, the fourth state of matter. And here's the problem: nothing solid can hold it. Any wall it touches would be vaporized, and worse, touching the wall instantly cools the plasma and kills the reaction. So how do you bottle something hotter than a star? The answer is magnetism. Because plasma is charged, powerful magnetic fields can grab it and suspend it in midair, away from any surface. The leading design is a donut-shaped chamber called a tokamak, where magnetic fields form an invisible bottle, trapping the burning fuel in a ring and holding it in place. For decades, the magnets simply weren't strong enough to hold the plasma well enough to win. That's the big breakthrough driving today's excitement: a new generation of high-temperature, superconducting magnets. They are far more powerful, which means reactors can finally be smaller, cheaper, and strong enough to reach the point of real energy payback. That has set off a global race. In France, a giant international project called ITER is assembling the largest tokamak ever built. Meanwhile, nimble private companies are moving fast. Commonwealth Fusion's reactor, called SPARC, is already most of the way built and aims to produce more energy than it consumes within just a couple of years. Everything comes down to one magic number called Q. It's the energy you get out divided by the energy you put in. For a real power plant, you need Q well above 1, more energy out than in, again and again, continuously. Labs have briefly crossed that line, and the first fusion plants designed to deliver electricity to the grid are now being planned for the 2030s. After 70 years, fusion is shifting from a distant physics dream into a hands-on engineering race. The power of the stars, captured on Earth, could give us clean, limitless energy and reshape civilization itself. For the first time, it really feels less like a question of if, and more a question of when. And if there's a science or tech topic you want explored next, tell me in the comments. Your question could be the next video. If this made you a little more curious about the world, subscribe to the Binary Brew, and I'll see you in the next one.